What's up, YouTube? Pretty Mac here, bringing you guys another episode of New Meta Monday. If you guys are hyped for this episode, please go ahead and Mac Tack the hell out that like button. Your support is greatly appreciated. This week, we bring you a defensive build Mega Gallade set. Now, this is an idea I had a long time ago that I've finally put on to paper and also gave to my good buddy Terravolt, and he's been testing it out, and he actually tells me it actually puts in a lot of work. And actually, as I did a little bit of calcs before I started recording, and my God, this thing is an absolute beast. So basically, it's Mega Gallade, so his item has to be Gallade 8, and it has to have inner focus. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Most sets are usually, close combat, Drain Punch, either or, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, Knockoff, Swords Dance. Something along those lines. Now this set, this specific Mon, basically sets up as this. It's a fully invested special defensive wall with Will-O-Wisp to take physical attacks, but also it runs in conjunction with Will-O-Wisp, bulk up not only his attack stat, but also his defensive stat, plus it runs Drain Punch for reliable stab with base 165 recovery, and then the last move, it can be all over the place really. We'll get into that one a little bit, but basically these are going to be your moves pretty much all the time. Now, from what I can see, and I'll show you guys in a minute, the EVs are pretty straightforward for this set. It's basically always going to be max HP, max special defense. It's a careful nature to boost his special defense even higher, and the last 8 go in defense. Now basically how this set's going to run for most people, it's you switch in, you Mega Evolve, and you Will-O-Wisp. Now the point of Will-O-Wisping is you're basically going to end up having your opponent's probably going to be switching out if it's a physical attacker, but if it's a special attacker that you're switching into, then you probably don't need to Will-O-Wisp. You can straight up and go for a bulk up, or as we'll see in a second, you can actually just go straight up for an attack. So for the last move, I mean, there's a lot of choices here. A Swords Dance doesn't make sense because of the bulk up, but I mean, you can run Facade if you want. It makes a little bit of sense. You could run Aerial Ace, I guess, Earthquake. What else you got here? Low Kick if you're worried about a little bit of speed. I mean, how even Leaf Blade. Power Up Punch doesn't make sense. Poison Jab if you're worried about fairy types. Night Slash. I mean, there's a lot of choices. But 2 moves that I'm going to tell you are, well, actually there's 3. There's 2 specific and a third sort of, kind of. But basically, Zen Headbutt for another stab to hit ghost types. But I think Knockoff is probably even better. It's really good for support mons, which this is basically going to be. It's going to be a tank / support with the Will-O-Wisp. So you can knock off items, take some hits, set up, and recover some HP back, and burn some of your opponent's mons. But Ice Punch is also an option. It's not something I would recommend on this specific set, but it's definitely something maybe worth considering. I mean, it all comes down to what your team can take and what your team can't, what they can handle, etc., etc. So it's definitely something to at least consider. But I would my first choice for my specific team would be Knockoff. I think it's honestly, it's the perfect move to complete this 4-move set. It hits ghost types, which is basically all you really need. I mean, flying, bit of a pain. I mean, but I guess that's what Ice Punch, I guess you could run it for, but I mean, being able to knock off items, especially stuff like Choice Bands, Choice Scarves, Choice Specs, Life Orbs, Leftovers, stuff like that, I think it's honestly probably your best bet, especially for support, and also specifically for Gengars, because I was looking through the OU metagame, and I mean, for special attackers, I mean, you're always going to OHKO Mega Alakazam. You don't need to worry about him. I mean, I'm just looking at special attackers because that's what you're most likely going to be wanting to switch in on. I mean, Deontay, that could go either way. I mean, Drain Punch is neutral, but it's probably still going to do a lot. I don't know if I can switch over here and maybe even pull it up a little bit. If we just do Uber Offensive, your defense is base 110, and then your special attack is base 160. So, I mean, you take a Moonblast from him. It depends, I guess, on what moves he runs. But just showing that, I guess Drain Punch doesn't do as much as I thought it would. But, I mean, I guess if he's not invested, it's not necessarily the best choice, but it's definitely something. I mean, I was looking at it. Oh, I didn't want to choose Chansey. I'm just going to go like this. It's definitely a good option. Like I was saying, I was looking for specifically special attackers in the OU metagame, and I mean, we're not even invested, and a knockoff is a 100% kill. Look at this, a Life Orb, Timid, Gengar. I think he's, this is Timid. A Shadow Ball, a stab Shadow Ball from a max special attack, Life Orb Gengar doesn't even OHKO, and we kill it with a a knockoff without even being invested. I mean, that's ridiculous to think that we could actually take a Shadow Ball. I think it's neutral, if I'm not mistaken. I think he resists it, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, even if he does resist it, I mean, that's still a hell of a lot of damage that we're able to take up pretty well. Another Pokemon that's also used as a special attacker, I'm going to Choice Scarfed, what do you call him? Heatran, 2-hit KO. I mean, we haven't even set up a bulk up yet. If we set up one bulk up, 1+1, OHKO. Guaranteed OHKO after one bulk up. I mean, yeah, after one bulk up. I mean, this is getting that's pretty ridiculous. Because I mean, a lot of people might switch out when he sees it come in. So you can maybe set up a bulk up, and probably almost sweep because you get that reliable recovery stab back, and that does hella damage. I mean, you go to Latias. You go OU offensive, OU, no. Where are you? Which one? Latios is the better one. I mean, again, Psyshock doesn't kill. Draco Meteor doesn't kill. Knockoff, I mean, 93.8% chance to OHKO. After Stealth, okay, well, we don't have Stealth Rocks. I forgot Stealth Rocks. We're up. Does that make a difference for Gengar? I forgot to take Stealth. I had it up for something else. Yeah, it's okay. It's still OHKO's Gengar, so we're fine. A Heatran, it doesn't do that much damage to a Heatran anyways. Stealth Rocks. Still 2-hit KO. Okay. The O is the, So anyways, like I was saying, it's an 18% chance, 20%, basically 1 in 5 chance to OHKO. You get rid of its Life Orb. I mean, Draco doesn't kill. Psyshock doesn't kill. I mean, honestly, a 20% chance is definitely worth the chance of staying in. I mean, again, we get one bulk up, and we're killing everything pretty much with knockoff and drain punch. We go to Magnezone. Hope if I could spell it. We go Choice Spec Set. Again, we literally eat up everything, OHKO it with a Drain Punch. I mean, it's basically a no-brainer. The only thing that we really don't take is the OU Choice Specs, Sylveon, But then again, I mean, a lot of things don't take choice specs hyper voice, but I mean still, for it being stab, for it being pixelated boosted, for it being super effective to only do 107% to 127%, that to me actually tells you a lot about the set, that he can actually take this thing, tank this. If we go with the cleric, because I think that's used a lot, hyper voice, look, doesn't even kill. It's 2-hit KO, and we can stay in, take off its his leftovers. I mean, like, that's one of the bad things about Sylveon, especially that set of leftover. It stays in and it just keeps going. I mean, we can even go into Ubers. I checked even Ubers, a Darkrai. If we go Special Attacker, Darkrai, we remove the +1. Look, 81% chance to OHKO. We take the Dark Pulse extremely well. I mean, honestly, it's another great set. It's definitely something that I would recommend for people to maybe start using a little bit more of. It's a little bit unorthodox, I know. It maybe not be something you're really wanting to try right away, but I mean, it's definitely, I think, something that people need to consider. I mean, I even did this, and I went in and I added Air Slash. Look, Air Slash. 52% chance to hit KO. 52, that's it. I mean, that's really small chance for it being stab from a Mega Charizard Y. I think that's a special attack, right? It's Charizard Y. If it comes up, where are you, Charizard Y? Charizard Y, Charizard Y. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Come on, come on. Okay, 159. Okay, it didn't change it. So if we change that to 159, I mean, still, it's guaranteed to hit KO. I mean, that's pretty good for being a stab from a Mega Charizard Y to be a 2-hit KO. So I definitely think that, again, this is another set that people probably aren't expecting you to run. It can basically eat up pretty much any special attack it wants. After it Will-O-Wisps your opponent, or you set up a 1 or even 2 bulk ups, you can basically sweep the entire match with this specific Pokemon. So I definitely think this is another set that you guys can go ahead and start using. Like I said, Terravolt, my good buddy's been using it, and he says it works really well. So guys, go ahead and start using this set. Don't forget to let me know if there's something you see, or if you have questions about this set. Go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. And also, if you have a Pokemon you want me to create a new set for, try to get a little creative with, and also go ahead, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. So that's going to be it for this week. Hope you guys liked the episode, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.